data service have been offered since the start of GSM in the early 90s. These services were offered over the circuit switch GSM networks because of the limited transmission speeds. The use of data service by circuit switch GSM network was limited. The real start of data service came when GPRS was introduced in 2001 by 2003. This technology enabled data service at a higher speed. It also provided for a more efficient use of the network since network resources are only used when data is actually transferred. GPRS improved the performance of existing service but also stimulated the development of new data service. The above-mentioned development accelerated with the introduction of UMTS and HSPA technology. The roaming use of data service is dependent on the availability of GSM roaming and GPRS roaming. Most operators have rolled out data roaming uh, coinciding with the introduction of the national GPRS service. This meant that a customer making use of a national data service would also have the international roaming service available for the countries where GPRS roaming was implemented. 6.3 Data Service. Different services can be offered on the barrier technology for packet switch networks. This 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 distinguishes data service from voice and SMS in Swiss, which there is basically one service to barrier technology. The following service can be distinguished: source GSM World Website, mobile internet access. Customers can use a PDA personal digital assistant or laptop computer to access the internet by the mobile network. This enables the customer to use the internet in a similar way as he is used to when using a fixed ADSL or cable connection. Most web pages are not well suited to viewing on the small screen of a mobile phone. So mobile operators typically offer access to internet style service and sites using a technology called WAP. There are hundreds of thousands of WAP sites containing much of the information and images found on the wider internet. You need a phone with a WAP browser to access these sites. An increasing number of hundreds have relatively large color screens and full internet browsers that can call up standard web page. A subsection of the main internet has been created to access by these mobile phones. The address of website belonging to this subsection will end with the suffix mobile rather than .com or original signal original signal to the user that the site has been designed for viewing on a mobile phone. Messaging service. Example of this service are SMS, MMS, instant messaging, and email. Email service are an important driver for the success of mobile data usage. There is a strongly over the air OTA. OTA is a method to add or modify data or application on the same SIM card by the mobile radio path. This can be done by the mobile operator without the user noticing this. Location update. The location update procedure. The location update procedure is a signaling procedure between the visited network and the home network to register the subscriber to the visited location. Register VLR duplicate user data to the VLR and notify the the home location register HLR of the actual location of the subscriber. A successful location update procedure is a prerequisite for allowing a subscriber to make use of a roaming network. Some of possible methods for steering of roaming area. Update of the PLMN list on the SIM card by MASS OTA messages to subscribers. Update of the PLMN list on the SIM by OTA messages on a per subscriber leave upon first attempt to execute a location update from a roaming network. Some of the possible methods for steering of roaming area. Update of the PLMN list on the SIM card by MASS OTA messages to subscribers. Update of the PLMN list on the SIM card by OTA messages on a per subscriber level upon first attempt to execute a location update from a roaming network. Disapprove location update request in the home network until request coming from the desired network. A combination of updating of the PLMN listed on the SIM by OTA message on a per subscriber level and disapproval of location updates request until the request coming from the desired network. It should be noted that steering of roaming may have impact on both the network and user. There may be significantly more signaling, message and network load due to location updates, registration of handsets, while roaming may take longer, and handsets may not be compatible. Steering has been implemented by mobile operators primarily from a voice perspective in order to reduce wholesale roaming costs, improve margins, or optimize roaming retail rates. For data service, some new challenges are apparent for steering of the roaming. The preferred network for voice roaming is not necessarily the preferred network for data roaming. If this data network has an incompatible technology, does not offer the appropriate quality of service, e.g. is UMTS or HSDPA are not available to the roamer, or has unattractive roaming retail rates. As a result, if steering of roaming is voice driven, a handset, laptop, BlackBerry, PDA may be streeted to a wrong network. The steering of roaming mechanism would be complicated or even overloaded by handset setting as described in 5.1.2. During the PDP context, activation data will be sent and received, but not necessarily in a constant flow. In this way, PDP context activation or data session could last a long time and could capture several instances of active data exchange. For public Wi-Fi service, it is very common to charge for the total duration of such session by providing a subscription that allows for a certain time of connection, irrespective of the amount of data sent. Received. Alternatively, time duration 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week could be subscribed to irrespective of the time of connection or the data amount sent received. It should be noted that in both classes fair usage policy may be applicable, meaning that there are certain restrictions of the to the maximum data amounts to be sent and received. In mobile communication networks, it is more common to charge for data volumes. For a simple PDP, context activation, also referred to as session, one or several partial CDRs could be generated. Operators are faced with the complexity of, aggregating this this partial CDRs to one session charge before actually rating the session. The session length may be, the session length may depend on the behavior of the mobile terminal and or the mobile networks. In addition, a data session may be terminated if there has been no active data transfer for a certain period of time. In practice, there will be difference in charging of data service in the following situations: several short transfer of data in one session. Several short transfer of data is a single session. Take for example the following case. A minimum of 10 KB is charged and 10 emails of each 4 KB are transferred. In the first situation, a data volume of 40 KB will be charged. In the second situation, a data volume of 100 KB is charged. In this example, the second situation is obviously more expensive to the subscriber. Whether single or multiple sessions are executed depends on the terminal and on service setting. As an example, a BlackBerry device, as long as it switches on and is within networks which will support it on their relevance of the session length should be taken into account in evaluating regulatory measures for data service. If the if the aggregation of CDRs per session is not correctly executed, similar situations as described above may exist, leading to higher data rates per MB. Steering of roaming methods. Many mobile networks operators have applied methods for steering of roaming. In this way, mobile networks operator can force traffic to a particular roaming partner network or manage the distribution of traffic over several roaming partner networks. There are several methods for this so-called steering of roaming. These methods make use of the following techniques: PLMN list. A SIM or USIM card contains a preferred operator list. PLMN list. This list contains the preferred networks for networks registration. The SIM card may have a difficult PLMN list that is loaded onto, onto the card. During the production of the SIM card, the user can make changes to the SIM card through the mobile handset. Roaming agreement SGSN, GRX, GSN, content internet private network, home network, visited network, core part, NODEBRNC, visited network, radio part, mobile device roaming in visited network. Figure 6, home roaming scenario using GRX. A GRX is a pairing exchange between different mobile networks. It provides a secure and private exchange between a home network and roaming network that are connected to several GRX. There are several of these GRX implementations worldwide that are inter, interconnected. They are interconnected and are commercially available to the mobile operators. Figure 6 depicts the home roaming scenario using GRX to connect it to the network components in the visited network to the components in the home network. In the home roaming scenario, data packet will be exchanged between the mobile device and the destination easy internet by the radio network of the visited roaming network, the SGSN in the visited network in the GGSN in the home network. This means that all data are routed by the home network. It should be noted that the mobile industry is currently considering replacing GRX solution by IPX solution. IPX Inter-Network Packet Exchange to support VoIP service as well as IMS network infra- infrastructure infrastructure. Data session principles. Data session principles. In packet data. In packet data networks such as GPRS, UMTS, and SSPA, there is the concept of a data session in the standard for these networks. This is referred to as PDP. Context. PDP is standard for packet data protocol. During a PDP context, the user is connected to the EPN access point name. As soon as mobile terminal is switched on, it will register to the home network or to the roaming network. In a next step, the PDP context activation takes place in which the terminal selects an access point at the GGSN to easy Internet, a content server, a corporate server, etc. It means that the user is able to start sending data. The PDP context activation could be started automatically or manually. The SGSN manages the mobility of the mobile terminal, meaning that it keeps track of its location and manages the data connection towards the radio network. The GGSN manages the connectivity to the destination for the data session. This could be the internet, a corporate network, or a private data network. MMS server, BlackBerry server, etc. In the case of a national data service, both SGSN and GGSN are applied in the home network. 5.3 data roaming components. In the case of a roaming data service, there are two possibilities. Both the SGSN and the GGSN in the visited network are used. The SGSN in the visited network and GGSN in the home network are applied. The first possibility is called local roaming or ISP roaming, while the second possibility is called home roaming. In the model of local roaming, the visited operator network directly brings the data traffic to the final destination. However, this model is implemented almost nowhere. Most operators, if not all, have decided for a home roaming implementation. It should be noted that the home operators in the client profiles decide on the type of roaming to be applied. The home roaming implementation has several advantages. Service platform. Easy the MMS server and content servers for value added service are connected to the GGSN in the home network. Using home roaming, the value added service can be used while roaming. In case of local roaming, the connectivity from each of the roaming partner networks to these home platforms would be complicated. The home roaming implementation enables user to utilize the same services as if in the home networks. The same applies to corporate networks that have dedicated connectivity to the mobile operator data networks, VPN, leased line, etc. This dedicated connectivity is not sufficient in the case of a local roaming implementation. The SGSN manages the mobility of the mobile terminal, meaning that it keeps track of its location and manages the data connection towards the radio networks. The GSSN manages the connectivity to the destination for the data session. This could be the Internet a corporate network or private data network, MMS server, BlackBerry server, etc. In the case of a national data service, both SGSN and GGSN are applied in the home networks.